This is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog program. If you've got a radio, you want to check out the audio, give us a shout. We are recording from now until 5. KC9VKV. And we're monitoring on the Milford, Pennsylvania SDR and also the Raleigh, North Carolina SDR, in addition to our own local antenna, which is just across the street from Louisville, Kentucky. We're just across the river from the mighty Ohio, across the mighty Ohio from Louisville, Kentucky. This is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog program. Station calling, come back.
Come back.
I got quite a few stations on the Raleigh, North Carolina antenna. Come back and try it again. This is KC9VKV.
I come back and try it again. This is KC9VKV. Kilo 2, Echo Lima Victor.
Kilo 2 station, come back phonetically with the rest.
Kilo 2 station, come back phonetically with the rest. Kilo 2, Echo Lima Victor. Echo Lima Victor.
Echo Lima Victor. Roger, roger. Got a little delay on this this SDR. It looks like it's maybe about 5 or 6 seconds. Should be interesting. What's the name that way?
5 or 6 seconds. Should be interesting. What's the name that way? Living on one of the Finger Lakes, and it is cold, cold, cold here still.
Roger, copy the name as Phil. I think that was. I got the front and the last. I'm kind of assuming the rest. Was that Phil, Roger?
Kind of assuming the rest. Roger, Roger. Name is Phil. You got it right.
Roger, roger, Phil. We are flying by the seat of our pants today. This Raleigh SDR is the only one that I'm copying on. Again, what's your location?
Western New York State, Western New York State. I've got you. God, probably 10 over here. I'm on one of the Finger Lakes, and it's cold. Very, very cold still.
Roger, roger. Are you like houseboating it or swimming, or how exactly are you on the lake?
How exactly are you on the lake? All right, that's good. I guess I took is on one side of the street. On the other side of the street, we've got about 50 foot of lake frontage, and we do put a dock and a boat in the water in the summertime. But right now the lake is frozen solid, and it's used mostly by ice fishermen and snowmobile.
Roger that, Phil. Now I'm going to go to my local antenna on receive this time and see if I can copy you. When you come back, I'll be trying on my local antenna. Roger?
When you come back. Roger that. I don't know if you caught the signal report, but I've got you at least 10 over here, maybe even peaking at 20 over. So I've got a real fine copy on you. Sounds really good. So I'll throw it back to you again, and you can give me a signal report on your local antenna, K2ELV.
Roger, roger, Phil. Well, it's ups and downs. It is ups and downs. So when you're up, you are 10 dB over my noise level. And when you're down, you're about 3 dB above my noise level. I do not have a regular S-meter reading capable because I'm running very low RF in the front end. I'm running a 20 dB pad plus. I'm an RF level just below compression, so I try to catch the cleanest signal possible so I don't have a bunch of compression suck up in the audio. Roger?
Oh, Roger that. No, I had the radio on in the background, and I heard, this is the first time I've heard heard the net or program, whatever it goes by, and thought it was an interesting concept. I recently, went to a Sennheiser mic instead of a handheld mic, and I have not yet heard my audio since I changed over this mic. It's only been maybe 2 weeks, and I haven't played much radio in the last 2 weeks, but thought it was a pretty cool idea, so I'll definitely check it out on YouTube afterwards. Is that true?
Roger, Phil. What radio are you running?
KW, modified C5RV. The peak is probably at about 45 feet running in 30 feet.
Roger. What was the radio again, please?
Radio's a Foxtrot Tango 991A, Qso-991A.
981A, Roger?
Negative. 991A. 991A.
991A. Roger, Roger. I'm not familiar with that radio, but is that a current manufactured radio or older?
No, it's very current. It's kind of the counterpart to the 7300. You know, Icon put out the 7300, Yaesu put out the 991A.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Well, how do you like it, sir?
I love it. I mean, I don't have a lot of years under my belt in amateur radio. I'm just going into my 5th year now, but been on HF about 2 years. I love everything about the radio. I love the fact that, you know, it's everything in one radio. I've gotten great audio reports. The receiver sounds great. The filters are great. I don't have a lot to compare it to because I've only operated on a couple other HF rigs, you know, at some friends' houses, but I absolutely love it.
Roger that. Now you're running a hand mic, is that a Roger?
No, I'm not running a hand mic. About 2 weeks ago, I just went to an external microphone. It's a Sennheiser mic. I should have to look at the model number. I'll check on it when I go over to it again. But I just about 2 weeks ago, went to you know, a boom-mounted mic and a foot pedal, and I have not played radio very much since going to the new mic.
Roger, Roger. So is that Sennheiser, is that a condenser mic, Roger?
No, it's a dynamic microphone. It's an 822F. I had a bunch of dynamic mics around from, I've DJ'd weddings and done some other things that, you know, just required me to have a microphone. So I had a few mics around. I made a cable for it and just figured I'd try it out. And I like it a lot. I've recently been bitten by the contesting bug, so being able to operate hands-free is pretty nice.
Roger, Roger. Now, do you have a band selection capability? I mean, as far as bandwidth?
On the radio, yes, I have a bandwidth selection.
Roger. I assume you normally run it in widest possible?
Pretty close to. I can, hang on just 1 second. I'm going to let up on the transmitter for 1 second here. Okay, now it's running as wide as possible. Not sure if you see a difference or not, but I recently, I never played with the mic EQ, the parametric EQ on it until I went to the new microphone. And I think I did a decent job of, you know, I found a bunch of settings online that were a good starting point for me, and then a friend of mine recorded me, and I did a little bit of tweaking, so I'm really looking forward to hearing what you post on YouTube so I can see what it sounds like.
Roger that, Roger that. Well, I'm trying to launch a program to bring HF radio into the realm of UHF, VHF, as far as cleanness of audio, you know, and the bandpass. You know, you can tell audio of a UHF and a VHF radio just by the top end is so much clearer, and I think that is a lot of it is because that these newer UHF, VHF radios are running condenser mics in their handhelds, and a condenser microphone, by the nature of the beast, is much more articulated in the top end, usually over a dynamic microphone. And so I think that's the main reason, possibly the main reason why, you know, the 7300 and the 7610 are such clean audio radios, because that stock hand mic that they you know, supply is a condenser microphone, so it just does a beautiful job. Although, you know, I used to recommend that they work it from the side of their mouth to keep the plosives and the trash from occurring, but I'm actually recommending now that, you know, folks that are running hand mics on the 7300 and 7610 use those short windscreens to put right over the hand mic and use it that way, and that will solve the plosives and other problems that mic has from time to time, you know, because it is a condenser mic. Roger.
Roger, that's interesting. I have a couple of condenser mics that I've used for doing some recording. My wife's the musician, and I'll occasionally record some of her vocals using those. It'd be interesting to maybe try one of those out one day. I'd have to make a new cable for it, but that's an easy project for one evening.
Roger, are you lucky enough to have voltage on pin 1, the audio pin?
Currently, no. I could get voltage from somewhere. That's why I'd have to make a new cable, because obviously I don't have any voltage on the dynamic mic.
Oh, roger that. I'm running a homebrew condenser mic through an ART preamp, which gives it the voltage it needs, and then it comes out line level into a third octave equalizer, and then up to the desktop with a 6-position rotary switch to select the radio, and a toggle on, toggle off talk key, and then into the radio is an older Yaesu 990. It's about 35 years old, but it's it's pretty highly modified coming and going there. And then from that it goes to the SB220, and then up to an inverted V. Roger.
Roger. So that's the next thing I was, the next part of my check I'll have to start putting together. I just committed to buying, and I'm meeting somebody tomorrow to pick up my second HF rig. I'm going to be picking up a ICOM 706 MK2G tomorrow, and so now I'll have to, set up just like you're talking about, the means to be able to switch my microphone to whatever radio I want to use.
Roger. Well, see, that ART preamp is, gosh, it's very inexpensive, and it is just. It's a recording preamp. I've used it in my studio quite often, and it just has real good signal to noise and or almost no noise,
Yeah, I do have a small preamp. I'll have to look at it. And again, it was used, years ago for some recording. It's been sitting in the box of the closet for a while, so I have to pull that out and explore if that would be something I can use for
Roger, conditions kind of shifted around. I've got a circuit that I use to take high level down to mic line, to mic level, and it's a double bridge circuit. It's 10K out of the preamp, 10K into the radio, and then whatever you need to ground between those two to bring the level as to what you need there. I use just to turn the mic preamp gain all the way up, so it's well at line level, and then like I say, I bridge out of that at 10K ohms, I bridge into the radio at 10K ohms, and then I shunt resistor whatever I need to bring the level to the radio correct, and that way you have a bridge impedance from both devices, so you avoid ground loops, because you stay at 10K, and then you just take care of whatever resistor you need to go to ground between those two resistors to bring the level correct for the radio.
That's fantastic. I mean, your audio sounds very clean and very good. Right? I do like the sound that you're putting out right now. The band definitely shifted a little bit because your signal's not playing down on that left.
Roger. I just went around and checked the SDRs. I'm still getting a better copy on my local antenna. Well, gosh, I'm glad to talk at you there, and I'm glad that we had this opportunity. We will be next week, hopefully, this same frequency, and between 3:30 and 5, and we'll be recording. So if you want to check out that other radio, then that would be a good shot, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I usually work from home on Fridays, and this time of the day, when it's almost the end of the day, I will usually take a break here and there to play a little radio if I could fit it in. So I'll definitely look for you again next Friday.
Roger, Roger. So Phil, I'll say threes for now, and you have a real good afternoon and a nice evening, Roger.
Roger that. Great to meet you. 7-3, and I'll try to catch you again next Friday. K2ELV.
This is KC9VKV with the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog program. If you've got a radio you want to check out the audio, give us a shout. We are air check recording between now and 5 Eastern. This is KC9VKV.